95.3 and 107.1 The Wolf. It is Tracy and Paul.
And great warm stories are awesome this time of year. It just puts you in the right spirit.
You've heard us over the course of the week talking about Ken Cota's Gift of Warmth and this amazing giveaway in which what started as one family was going to receive 100 gallons of heating fuel from Cota & Cota became two families thanks to an anonymous donor.
Yeah, and we've been kind of trying to do our best to tell you the story of how it all started with Ken Cota originated. And we are lucky enough to have Casey Cota on the phone with us, to his grandson, to really delve into the story for us and tell us exactly how it all started. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We are great. And first of all, thank you so much for doing this and letting us be a part of it, because it's just, it has really gotten a lot of people to think about those that are in need in their life, and to hear these stories, knowing there's so many people out there that need help like you guys are providing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And it's one thing that we get really excited about, because I think it's a great opportunity to do something that has a direct effect to our community instantly. And sometimes we donate to charities, and sometimes you don't see where the dollars go. And this is a great opportunity to really get to the people that we know and love in our community, and having neighbors helping neighbors. That's really important to us.
It's fantastic. Now, tell us about how this whole thing began.
Well, back in early 1950, my grandfather used to go to the Miss Bells Falls Diner in the morning for breakfast, and he was there, and a gentleman was having a cup of coffee sitting next to him, and he overheard a conversation of the gentleman telling the woman who was waiting on him, you know, he'd lost his job, he didn't know how he was going to pay rent. They were really struggling. He was trying to find work, and, he was going to do whatever it took to try and get his family back on their feet. My grandfather, Ken, overheard the conversation, and, as the guy walked out of the diner, my grandfather followed behind him and said, "I heard your story," and he gave him, a $100 bill. And of course, back then, $100 was a lot of money, and the guy said, "I can't take it." He said, "Take it, get your family back on its feet." And then probably about a year later, the gentleman got a job, got his family back on its feet, and tried to give my grandfather the $100 back. And my grandfather said, "No, I don't want it." He goes, "What I want you to do is I want you to give it to somebody else who really needs it and can get back on their feet too, and so that if we can carry this tradition on, maybe the whole community will be stronger." So that's how the story came about. Sorry, I get a little emotional.
Oh, I don't blame you.
It's a great story.
It is an awesome story.
I just love it. I mean, hearing stories like that, even the simplest things that people can do to keep Ken Cota's tradition going. I mean, it doesn't have to be $100 if that's a lot for you, but I mean, it's just awesome. And that's why what you guys are doing with Ken Cota's Gift of Warmth has been so well received. And people are just loving the ability to help somebody, even if they are in a tough situation themselves. Just by nominating someone, you feel like you've done something good.
Yeah, and I think it's a great opportunity for, especially during the holiday season, to really remind us what it's about, and it's about family and friends, and making sure that we take care of the people that mean the most to us.
Well, during the course of just 1 week, we've received dozens of submissions for families that are in need of that Ken Cota's Gift of Warmth, the 100 gallons of heating fuel from Cota & Cota. And having Casey on the line, we were able to narrow it down, and he has chosen our final two, and the two recipients that will each be receiving 100 gallons of heating fuel.
Yeah, this is great, and it's nice to know that we're really able to, hopefully have a positive impact on these families, so that sometimes all we need is just a little helping hand to get back on our feet. And what a great Christmas present! I'm again really proud of the anonymous donor who stepped up. It reminds us that the cup is half full. Yeah. And when we question that at times, so that is fantastic. I didn't know if you wanted to sort of give a brief overview of?
Yeah, our first recipient comes from Plainfield, New Hampshire. It's a couple. They've worked hard their entire life and known for helping people out any opportunity that they can. And now the tables have turned, and it seems that they're in a situation where some help is much needed. The husband in the situation recently had to leave his job at a local hospital because they found out he has stage 4 lung cancer, and the doctors have given him only one short year to live. With meds, chemo, so on and so forth, it's been a really tough time for them. And they're struggling to figure out how they're going to make it through the winter. So a couple certainly going through a very rough patch right now, and this is going to make a huge difference for them.
That's fantastic, to be able to help that family.
All right, our next recipient is a gentleman who lost his wife or his fiance in a tragic accident this past year and is raising a 13-year-old son. And they recently purchased a home before he lost his fiance, excited to start a life with 2 incomes. I mean, when you go into a home situation, you're anticipating 2 incomes, and lost his fiance, now struggling to make ends meet with a 13-year-old son in the house, trying to do everything they can to save on fuel costs, keeping it cool in the home so they can pay other bills as well, and just really struggling and just been through a very tragic a year. And this is going to make a huge difference for him and his son.
Yeah, if you look at it, I mean, just stop and think about if you could relieve like just one stress when you're in these situations, have one stress relieved. Even just, it might not take care of it all, but it'll definitely be a huge help. Casey, this is definitely something where someone's going to look at this and it'll be able to take a little bit of that weight off their shoulders.
Yeah, and it's great, and really, it as I said earlier, it doesn't happen without you guys helping us get the community involved and letting us know, because you need the people who live right next door to these people to let us know, who's in need, and sometimes you don't notice it when you're at a grocery store that you're standing next to this person and things are a little tough on them.
Well, we thank you for letting us be a part of it, and this second recipient, by the way, from Springfield, Vermont. So Plainfield, New Hampshire, Springfield, Vermont, families in both locations receiving 100 gallons of heating fuel from Cota & Cota, and this fella still facing possibilities of more operations because he was injured so badly in the same crash that took his fiance's life. So it's a long, tough road ahead for him, and we thank you for being a part and helping that road be a little bit smoother.
Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And, on behalf of Cota & Cota, we really want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and hope everybody has a safe holiday season and really get a chance to enjoy their families.
Casey, thank you so very much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a great day.
Merry
Thank
Christmas
you. Merry
to you.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.